Hello, welcome back. So, I wanted to make a bookish video for a while, and I saw this interesting idea. I think it's called try a sample tag. So, basically, you're picking 5 books and you're reading first chapter from each of the books to choose kinda what book you want to read next. I have a giant TBR, mostly because of Booktube, because I'm seeing a lot of interesting books, or at least it seems interesting because of the description and title or something. But this year when I started to slowly reading it, I realized that a lot of books may seem interesting for me, but then I can just I can't push myself even through the first chapter, and I usually not tend to DNF in books. Really, I probably can easily name all of books I did not finish through all my life, but this year I had a problem. So for me, this tag is not for like finding what's the most interesting, but trying to give a book a chance. Because I see that with YA, for some reason, I usually can give up on the book after like 2-3 pages, and I cannot even finish a chapter. So what I have today, I pick up for the challenge 5 books. That's Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. All rights received by Gregory Scott Gates. Something I cannot understand my own handwriting. Practical Magic by Eliza Hoffman, The Program by Suzanne, Timekeeper by Tara Sim. So one of it is contemporary. At least 2 of it is sci-fi, as I remember. At least one is fantasy. Probably the second one is also fantasy. I don't remember what this Timekeeper is about, but yeah. And I have my reading journal with me, so I want to make notes while I will be reading this samples of those books. So yeah. So I've just finished reading the prologue and the first chapter from Eliza and Her Monsters, and I didn't really know what to say about this book. I've already watched and read few reviews with the spoilers, so I kinda know what will happen in this book. I'm quite interested and afraid to read this book at the same time. I'm interested in the fact that Eliza, the main character, is an artist and she has a webcomic. And this webcomic is very popular, so she had to deal with her internet popularity, and all this stuff is really interesting. But as I saw from the reviews, I will probably hate this book because of the romantic line between Eliza and her boyfriend. I mean, that part of the relationship when stuff goes bad, and but for each of them also, and how they was dealing with it. And I think the relationship at that moment was really abusive, and that's why I don't really wanna read this book. But in the beginning it seems interesting. I can say that I'm really into the writing style. In some parts it's a bit hard to read through, but I love the illustrations, and I love that there is some small inserts of her drawings and stuff about this webcomic. I'm more interested in her webcomic than in actual book, and I know that there is like a short story or something on that part from the author, I guess. I'm not sure. I've heard something about that. So maybe I should actually read that one. I don't know. For the moment, I think it's like 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. So yeah, I'm still interested in the book, but I know it will hurt my feelings a lot. So I'm not sure. It's probably the book will not be a winner in this tag. Yeah. So, and for now, I'm moving to the next one. Okay, I just read first chapter from the program by Suzanne, and wow. For now, this book is on the list of favorites. I still have mixed feelings about that one, but it looks way more interesting, at least for now. So, as you can tell, look how many notes I just made. So basically, what the story is about. So 5 or 4 years before the main plot, in the country, there started almost epidemic of suicide blonde teenagers. Like every third one started to kill themselves. So no one knows why, but it was rented the program. So how it works? There's 5 special schools, and every day in the morning, students take tests. So to see if the psychological behavior is normal, and if someone tends to show suicidal behavior, so they may be taken to a program, and program is 6 weeks of kind of therapy and medical and psychologicals, and but the most important, after that, the people don't even remember who they are, so basically they are losing all their personality. But yes, they don't have tends to suicidal thoughts anymore. So what I could say from reading the first chapter is the story looks very brutal. Антиутопия на максималках. I'm questioning some moments in that program, because really some moments looks like they're not trying to help these teenagers and prevent them from suicide. They're like making the situation even worse. They just took the teenagers to their program and made zombies from them, basically. And yeah, so it looks like very much standard YA dystopian. We are like teenagers fighting with the government, but I can be sure that it's really the situation, because I read on the first chapter. So why I'm questioning that program? First of all, how the school looks like. So everything is very clear, very right. They spent a lot of effort to prevent suicide. So, for example, they have classes on the 3rd floor, so and they cannot open the windows to prevent someone from jumping from a window. Actually, all this process of taking teenagers to a program is very brutal. So how they call them, handlers, I don't remember. So basically, that's men from a program. They just came to a home, to a school, and use their power to take teenagers away. So the shot in this girl, some kind of medical stuff to calm her down, I guess, when she tried to run away. This scene is really, really brutal. They just not only rely on the tests, basically anyone can report on you that you have suicidal thoughts, and you could be taken to the program, and it especially often happens when teenagers are terrified by that, so they're trying to hide it. At least that teenagers which was shown as a character, at least for now. But they're saying that a lot of parents are terrified because a lot of them are already lost one of the kids in this epidemic of suicide, and they're doing everything to prevent that, so they basically reporting to the program themselves to save their child, but they turn into a zombie. And this is also really questionable. Also, the stuff that I'm questioning that the program forbidden. The program removed all the sports from the school program because they causing a lot of negative emotions by competitions and stuff, and it seemed really weird. As for me, like when I was at school, I hated sports, and I still really don't like it, but I don't think that it would cause negative emotion because of competitiveness. Actually, I think that it could work the opposite way, so like teenagers can express their negative emotions into fights or sports and stuff. I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know, but it seems strange. And that's why it's, for me, it looks like kinda it's teenagers versus government stuff. But yeah, at first, at least for now, for me, it's 5 out of 5. It didn't look really maybe a winner for this tag, I guess. Hello, this is actually the next day, and I have 3 more books to continue with this challenge, and I guess I will read another kind of sci-fi dystopian book, and this is alright received, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about it because of the synopsis, but we'll see. It also looks very much like classic teenage dystopian story, but probably I should just try to read it. Okay, that one was really dark and really grotesque, I would say. So the idea of the book is that everything in the world is copyrighted. Not just words, gestures, clothes, style, hairstyle, everything. So before 15 you can speak in whatever you want, but at 15 you receive a special bracelet and eye implants, and so for now you should pay for every word you say and for every move you did. Basically there is some free gestures and free words which are not copyrighted, but you should pay for anything else. And also names are copyrighted, so your parents should buy you a name or choose maybe some bad one from a discount section or free section, as it happens with the main character. And also some really bad things could happen, like family of main character received death for illegal music download, which would happen like few generations ago with some member of their family, as they received the debt in an ginormous amount of money. So yeah, that's and it could happen like a lot of the time. So yeah, as I said, I think the concept is really, really grotesque. It's always like as the previous one, stopping at the maximum, but actually now I think it's that book is more dystopian than previous. It's a little bit horrifying, but yeah, it's also interesting, and I think for now it's also 5 out of 5. I think I have 2 books on the first place now. I also like how the actual book designed. Obviously I'm reading here a digital copy, but I think the actual printed one would be even better, because in the beginning you have like a license agreement. I already forget how it named it. So basically, when you're reading, you need to agree with the like how you can use the book and stuff like the same as used for programming software. It's all the thing. And I also really like how the chapters are numbered. So also, I guess I read the prologue, not the first chapter, but it was quite huge, so I think it's fine. So they have title and number in dollars. So if you look on that, the part of the price in dollars without cents, it's like 1 plus 1 plus 1, like number of chapters. So yeah, I think it was a great idea. I probably should go and read some reviews on Goodreads. It's happened a lot that book was nice in the beginning, but I've read some reviews that there's some problematic stuff in the end. So yeah, but for now I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I also want to add one stuff, which I think is a little bit strange. So yeah, they are charged at 15, but why specifically at 15? I understand that it's like young adults, so they are to associate with a specific age, but why not 18? I guess when you are like adult. Why exactly 15? So they are not even finished with school, but they already have to pay for every single word they're saying. I think it's not really great. Probably, I think that if they would be a little bit older, it would be better, for more logical. I don't know. I just think so. Hi, you know what? It was 2 weeks already since I've started the challenge, and I didn't finish it yet. I have 2 books to read, and yeah, as I said probably before, I don't remember. I already have a winner, I guess, because I've read at that moment, like 2 weeks ago, I read 150 pages from All Rights Received. Anyway, it was almost the half of the book, and I just cannot stop, so I guess it means that, yeah, this book won. But to be completely honest, I will try to read a sample from 2 other books I have on the list. And so yeah, I think I will read Practical Magic and give my opinion on it. So let's get started. So I don't know what to say about the book. I mean, I guess I'm just not in the mood for it. I've sit here for like a few hours and I get distracted like every 5 minutes. So yeah, I've finished only 7 pages, I guess. So what I could say, I love the writing style, I love the little details here and there, and how things are described. But it's a little bit hard for me, for my level of English. So when I'm reading, there is quite a lot of unknown words which I cannot understand from the context. So yeah, it's also stopping me a little bit. In general, I guess it would be a nice book, so I would say 4 out of 5. Maybe it's not just in the moment fit my mood or something, like I will go and read comic books, I guess. I didn't like have a desire to start another book from a challenge. Okay, I'm too sleepy to finish the first chapter. It's huge, but I think I've read about 7-8 pages, so I think it's fine. So what I get from this piece that I've read, I didn't understand this is a magic system or it's just part of world building, but the time basically works a little bit different in comparison with real world. So in the beginning of the story we see the main character Danny. He is a mechanic of clock towers, and basically someone stole the hour from a clock. That affects the whole timeline in the city. So if they will not repair the clocks, it would affect the time in this area. So the whole city would be not in aligning with the timeline of the whole world, and it would affect badly on the citizens. I don't know in what way. Also, it seemed like that people who work with clocks have some special feelings of the time. So as the book says, that this mechanic, he feels the clock in a different way, the time in a different way. So this missing hour insets this like damage in timeline affects him on a physical level. So he feels like he feels pressure and stuff. He feels badly. Yeah, it's but I'm not sure is it like works for all that clock mechanics, because in this short piece of the story which I've read, it mentions that there was some accident with him and he's now afraid of clocks, basically. So maybe it's connected with him specifically, but anyway, I think it's interesting, and I would rate it like 4 out of 5. It wasn't like the most excellent one, but I like that moment in a world building, and I'll definitely read this book somewhere in the future. I think not right now. And yeah, I don't want to finish the chapter. It's 2 a.m. and I'm going to sleep. So I think it's I can finally say that our winner is Alright Reversed. I'm always forgetting how to name this book. How to read it. Oh my god. Okay. So thank you for watching. If you are also facing problems or choosing a specific book for your TBR or something, it would be cool if you would make this tag or this such video or too. And yeah, bye.